Hey y'all, I'm Mimi, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages, my beautiful lovers. Okay, like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, it is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. Okay, welcome to any new subscribers. I did not say that at all today, but I just feel like maybe there's a new subscriber watching this. Okay, so hey, how you doing? Welcome to the fam. So God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and purest white light only, with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings. Okay, please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Piscean Seer family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. Okay, so this is an Aphrodite reading. So I was watching Spiderwick, okay, which is so good. Like, if you haven't seen it, I would definitely suggest that you watch it, and it's also free on the Roku channel, okay? So, the boy, one of the sons, first of all, the ogre is the big bad in that show, okay? So I wrote that because that was, well, I channeled this, okay? So she was like, write that down, okay? Oppositional defiance disorder, okay? It is a real thing. But in the show, they described it as a lack of irrational fears. And I was like, isn't this a good thing to have a lack of irrational fears? But I mean, not in a society run by this ogre type of energy who wants you to be afraid, okay? Because they feed off of humans, okay? But I'm gonna get more into that. I'm gonna get this overall energy first. We got the I am presence right here at the bottom of this deck, and the sacred archetypal element of water. Okay, so being very in touch with your emotions is going to be really important at this time, and also fixing those wounds. Excuse me, surrounding. Excuse me, this higher wisdom that you have always possessed. Because for a lot of your life, they make you feel like this is something wrong, or, you might be crazy, you get diagnosed with all of this shit when there's nothing wrong with you. You're actually just extremely psychic, and all you need is someone to like support you and, like help you along the way, help you to understand yourself and who you are. Instead of doing that, they try to like, diagnose you with something or say that there's something wrong with you when really ain't nothing wrong with you, baby. You are amazing. Just the way you are. Okay, that's what I heard. The way you are, the way you are, girl, you're amazing. What's the overall energy, my love? Higher love and wisdom, okay, which was just at the bottom of the deck, okay? So we got Hathor with magic, okay? She's a medicine woman or an integration, so you could be experiencing an energy of the integration, integrating, like, it's almost like, because there's Set, right? And then there's what looks like the light side of Set being integrated into him. So maybe you've integrated some like masculine issues, maybe like some daddy type of issues. You could have stepped into this higher energy of love, into this more magical way of thinking and being, and therefore stepped into more healing magical energy within you, and then there's this chalice right here, which is that holy grail type of energy. But let's read it and see what it says. So it says, the magic of Hathor's unconditional love prepares us to meet our shadow selves. Set as the trickster shows us our shadow and clears the pathway for us to receive Wajet's great awakening and the infusion of life force energy, okay? So it says, when you draw this card, engage with these Nidoru directly and see how they are a part of your life. Okay, so looking into the story of Hathor, looking into the story of Set, looking into the story of Wajet, and figuring out in what ways those things influence you. And also, this could bring you some sort of enlightenment, okay, or some sort of light codes that you need for yourself, okay? It says, with the ensuring magical, wait a minute. It says, allow yourself to experience the love of Hathor and the allies you can take with you as you face the shadow in yourself and your situation. With the ensuring magical resolution, you can stand with humility before Wajet's towering power. Okay. And then on the next page, we got right timing and direction and sacred purpose, you know. So know that you're always making the right time, baby. That is right for you because you operate on the energy of divine time. You're out of this world. You are connected to, you know, the most high light of all. It says the shining star pours her gifts upon our planet. Okay. It says Ptah speaks from his intelligent heart and reality is created. So you are a master manifester, a beautiful star seer energy, duh, because you're here, baby. So what is the rest of the overall energy? I really like Aphrodite's mood right now. She feels very playful, which is giving me this energy of you need to be more playful. Didn't I say you found the Holy Grail? Come on. It says inner discovery, finding sacredness, and you are what you seek. So you're very aware of this right now, but you could be having a bit of a hard time. You could be going through some initiations, you know. Now is a good time for you to retreat, to recharge, okay? I'm hearing building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Okay, you might really like music. Okay, so it's just you and God at this time. Okay, boosting your inner love, boosting you to this place of higher wisdom, boosting you to a place of a higher perspective, and also they're asking you to trust in the process and know that you're attracting this dharma. Okay. Yeah, and also to release anything that doesn't serve you. Release people's past judgments of you. Release these people who are monstrous and cruel and want to try to eat you because you're this amazing light energy, okay? Release all of that. That is a thing of the past for you, baby. You're in this place of higher love, higher wisdom, tapped in with God, connected. You can find out anything and accomplish anything that you ever wanted to find out or accomplish. Okay, we got memories of Atlantis. You are remembering the pieces of you through spiritual ascension and making great progress. Like you're an advanced piece of technology because it says technology right here. And I think you're coming into the time where you're starting to remember that, you know. But let's see what else it say. Do, 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 do. So it says Shambhala or Shambhala, but they're spelled two different ways. Also known as Shangri-La, is a city of light said to be hidden somewhere in the Himalayas near Tibet. And also, somebody was saying that 144 is a frequency, okay? A frequency that can be high, that can be found in high altitudes, but I said a frequency that can be high, okay? So maybe you smoke, you know, maybe when you're high, you receive a lot of downloads, okay? It says, according to the theosophical teachings, this etheric retreat is where we come into contact with some of the greatest spiritual adepts, enlightened teachers, and divine masters to ever walk the earth. In Buddhism and Hinduism, Shambhala is said to be the home of the god Shiva and of the Buddhas, or the enlightened beings. And in the Bon tradition, every year, thousands make a pilgrimage to Mount Kailash, to my bad to Mount Kailash, the supposed location of the hidden city, as this is said to bring good fortune. And they're showing me the mummy, okay, when they could only go there a certain time every year, and that city, the city of Hamanaptra, okay, would be there. And Shambhala is kind of like that. Like when you are of a very high frequency, you literally can see the Shambhala invisible city because it literally exists. Okay, this is what they're saying. It says we can visit the etheric retreat of Shambhala during the dream state, though, during astral travel and during meditation. If you feel, this is how it looks. I don't know if I showed it to you long enough. It says, if you feel it is calling you or that the energies of this gateway seem familiar, you may have been there before, okay? It says the golden temple of Shambhala sits in the heart of the Himalayas between the physical and non-physical. It is said to appear to seekers who are ready to expand their awareness, okay? I said you could literally see it, okay? But this would be a form of the Shambhala temple appearing to you, okay? So it says the golden temple of Shambhala sits in the heart of the Himalayas between the physical and non-physical, and it's said to appear to seekers who are ready to expand their awareness. It is a sacred energetic temple of all enlightened masters, particularly those who are connected to the Eastern traditions. Okay, so looking into like Hinduism and Buddhism and things like that would be very great for you, very great for boosting your vibration also. Okay. And looking, well, I already said, about the Egyptians looking into Hathor and Set and Wajet. It says they form a great galactic and universal council of elders who support the turning of the wheel of Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that relates to the unfolding of our path. It says, with your hands in a prayer position, imagine yourself surrounded by golden light and say, great masters and elders of Shambhala, thank you for helping me remember my Dharma so that I can have an enlightened awareness of the world. Ooh, so the message says, when this quieten, when things quieten down in your life, know that this isn't a failure, but an opportunity to retreat and recharge. In the busyness of the physical world, our spirit is often playing catch up with our body to the point that it gets used to being overactive and overworked. When the great masters of Shambhala come to you, they are encouraging you to take time to be away from the outer world and to dive into the inner world. If you have been moving full speed ahead, this gateway encourages you to slow down and retreat. Take time to gather your energy, spend time in meditation, and reflect in order to gain a clearer awareness of your current situation. And I just hear somebody complaining about how they don't have time. And it's just kind of crazy because time is fake, baby. And there's always time. All it takes is 10 to 15 minutes a day. Right before bed is an amazing time for you to meditate, for you to find your center. Even if you fall asleep during meditation, you put forth the effort of meditating, and most of that energy that you started to attract to yourself when you went into the meditative state and then fell asleep came to you in your sleep. It says you will uncover many insights and gifts during this period. Realize that there is a master awakening within you. So you're mastering some sort of higher love, wisdom type of energy within the self at this time. You're receiving a huge activation that will awaken much more of your power, okay? So back to this oppositional defiance disorder, okay? I put disorder because it's not a disorder, okay? The more I learned about it, the more I learned it ain't a damn disorder, okay? You was born with this. So oppositional defiance disorder is a disorder in a child marked by defiant and disobedient behavior to authority figures, okay? They made that shit up to make you follow what your authority figures is talking about, okay? It says the symptoms begin before the child is 8. So when the child is acting like a child, they get diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder or something along those lines. I'm hearing ADHD and things like that, okay? Autism and all of these different things. When yes, you are, or you can be, but it is not a disorder. It is something that is directly tied into the true order of you and of your soul and of the way that your spirit is meant to commune with God. So you're taught your entire life to suppress these ways of being and these ways of thinking and suppress who you truly are, and told that it's a disorder. And you ain't got no damn disorder, baby. Even if you're diagnosed with a disorder, you are very smart, okay? It's more than capable. And I'm sure you figured that out. Or I hope you come into this realization. But I mean, you had to. You had to have figured it out to be coming into this higher love and wisdom type of energy. I think you've stepped into a higher love for yourself, and you're integrating this fact that you don't have no disorders and God made you exactly the way that you were always meant to be. It says that the symptoms include irritable mood, argumentative, and defiant behavior. Child shit, okay? It says it also includes aggression and vindictiveness, okay? It says that it lasts more than 6 months and gets them into trouble. Okay, so you could have gotten into a lot of trouble when you were younger because they was always treating you like it was something wrong with you just for having feelings. Okay, just for telling the truth about teachers and how they was treating you, because these people was taken over by negative dark entities and energies, and it was their job to treat you that way or make you feel like it was something wrong with you or make you fear the world or make you fear your family or to separate you from all of these different energies, and for some of you these energies and entities were built right into your family. It says the treatment is therapy and counseling. What? So how can it be a disorder? Like, I feel like on a soul level, everyone needs a certain amount of therapy and counseling. And it's not unusual for a child to show an irritable mood or to be argumentative because they don't understand everything. And if you ignore them or if you don't deal with them properly, they become defiant, they become aggressive, they become vindictive, because that's what gets them energy. I was going to say the energy and the attention that they need. And also in the show, okay, the boy that was diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder could see things that other people couldn't see. He was being honest as hell. But nobody was believing him. They kept trying to treat him like he was crazy, like he wasn't seeing what he was seeing and experiencing what he was experiencing. And then his twin brother was seeing the same things, but his twin brother was compliant. He was afraid. He was afraid of how people would think of him and how people would look at him. So he wouldn't admit that he was seeing the same thing that his brother was seeing. So his brother was always getting institutionalized and getting medicated and getting treated like there was something wrong with him, when he just refused to do what these authority figures say. He just refused to deny what he's seen and what he felt to be true about himself in his reality. And that made him a problem, or, somebody with oppositional defiance disorder. Well, Dharma will. Okay, you're going to get paid back for all of these things. We got the elephant at the top. I feel like all of these were very karmic lessons that you had to learn very early, in order for you to be able to trust God in the way that you do now. Like, you were always forced to lean on your own understanding. So you are a professional at following your intuition, and you have followed your intuition right into some Dharma, because the Dharma World card is also the number 11, all about that intuition. Like, you really have, and you are someone also who doesn't give in to peer pressure and who really sticks to your moral codes. And this is something you learned early on. And it started out as something that you had to do in order to protect yourself, but it grew into a higher perspective on things, into a higher place of love for yourself, a higher place of appreciation for yourself, and boosted up your wisdom, because you always believed what your eyes were seeing or what you were hearing or how you were actually perceiving these situations that you were in, that other people who weren't as sensitive as you weren't looking at it that way. So next was the ogre. And it's so crazy because the ogre in the show was also, like, the ogre took on the form of the boy's therapist. So while he was institutionalized and going through all of these different things, the ogre was able to be there and to just torture him. So this is what I was saying, you might have been surrounded by people who were in this ogre type of energy. So when I looked into the ogre, it said that an ogre is a dictator who controls and exploits others and thus devours them, or as a seducer devouring his or her victims. So you could have also had a lot of lovers in the past who was in this ogre energy. Okay, family, people, professionals who were supposed to handle you with care, were too busy seducing you and trying to make you feel like you were crazy so that they can devour your energies. It says that an ogre is a hideous giant who feeds on human flesh. It says an ogre, it says that an ogre, something about is monstrously ugly, cruel, or barbarous person. Okay. So the ogres take on the form of people, even though they're giants. And you know, the ogre in that show looked really like a tree is what he looked like. He when he was in his natural form, like a really big, ugly, spooky tree. Okay. And when he was in his human form, he was so nice. He was so charming. He seemed so straightforward, you know. But he cooked the neighbor into a meat pie. Wild, okay? So these types of energies you have been dealing with, you know. People with, not people though, is what she's kind of getting at. These shape-shifting energies, these energies hiding within energies, okay? She's saying inception. She's saying inception. She's saying illusion, okay? Monstrously ugly soul having ass creatures that have been cruel and barbarous to you in the past. They also, it says they can shapeshift and they can stretch their limbs to impossible lengths, okay? So this gives me also, when I was writing that, it gave me the energy, you know, of like the world, you know, of the people who like are meant to lead us, you know, and these energy attachments that they carry, and how they literally pulse these energies of fear and things out into the collective. And they're the ones making up these fake ass diagnoses of what's wrong with the people who are special and who can see they ass for what they are. And you're definitely one of those people, baby, okay? And you are protected by Archangel Micheal specifically because of your high frequency and your high view. You have the heart of a warrior and have earned divine protection for your faith and your loyalty. So pay attention to your synchronicities and your signs that you're receiving at this time. What else, Aphrodite? Galactic vibration, baby. You was born on this galactic vibration. And that's why they just don't know what to do with you. They never knew how to deal with you because you were always on a higher vibration than them. It says personal conviction, raising your resilience, and a direct channel, okay? You are a direct channel, a very powerful one for the divine. So embrace these initiations that you're going through, you know, and just watch how you're reacting to things. Watch how you're reacting to people. I'm also getting this energy of like people could be trying to poke and pick at you and play in your energy and do all of these different things, you know, in order to bother you, to knock you off of this galactic vibration. The last thing they want you to do is complete a Shambhala initiation, baby. So make sure that you focus, you know, and recognize that you're still connected to those beings and you're connected to God, and you could command the shit out of their energy with love and light and positive energy. Know that you have stepped through a higher cosmic gateway at this time, okay? So put away your insecurities and don't be afraid to connect with others. Now is the time for you to leave that old past behind where everyone judged you, you didn't fit in. Guess what, baby? Now is your time. Now is the time where you fit in. Now's the time where everybody's getting weird, okay? In the positive way. So get weird as you can, you know. That keeps you in alignment. Communing with God and with yourself the way that you always have chosen to do, no matter how many people told you were crazy or told you how to be or told you what you should be. What else, Aphrodite? This beautiful, immense love that you have built for yourself is commendable, okay? We got energy attachments, okay? So I feel like you were always meant to exchange energy with very negative people, you know, with people who tried to have this negative influence on you, you know. This taught you how to go away from sabotaging the self. I think that you see people doing things that don't serve them. You can see through them and see the energy attachment on them, and you give them the best advice according to what you see on them and what you see in them. And you could have been attacked for this in the past a lot, especially when you were a child, because you didn't have a filter yet. You didn't know that you needed to hold back the truth. You didn't know that you needed to have a filter. You didn't know that you had to do what they said because you're not from here. And where you from, there's a mutual respect, even between adult and child, even between authority figures and, you know, people who are meant to guide and lead you. There is a mutual respect. Where you came from, you were allowed to speak your mind, okay? We got the inner oracle, okay? You are a channel. You could be having deja vus about things that you've seen when you were a child. You could be fulfilling the prophecies that you have made for yourself. You have stepped into this beautiful golden light ray energy. You have become something gorgeous. So continue to love and continue to laugh and know that you're receiving and giving in the best possible way that is for you at this time. And pay much attention to your passionate projects because they're receiving like an extra boost of love, this extra energy from the divine because of the way that you stand in the power of your presence. I heard like I love this. You don't turn away from who you are. That's gorgeous. Okay, like, and that's why she's in such a good mood because this is great news. Like you have done so good. You have been seeing things from the higher perspective and really dancing through this life the way that you wanted to. You didn't let people change you or turn you into something that you weren't. You are very authentic. It says power struggle, unlock your potential authenticity. So every power struggle that you went through in the past was always meant to boost you to this golden light ray and help you step into your authenticity. So in that way, all their attacks and all the ways that they try to hold you down backfired on them. What else? Yeah, we got past life, okay? Look at these occurrences as some sort of past life, okay? Extract the energy, extract your gifts that you had in those times, and forgive all of these people who you ran into. Because she's saying, like, this could be a little bit of a problem, there could be a little bit of a block there. Like, part of you could still be believing the things that these people said about you, subconsciously, there could still be some things. So just do a little bit of shadow work, and don't allow your ego to take over. Like the lovely soft energy that you have been able to operate out of for quite a while now is exactly where the divine wants you. This beautiful new routine that you have built up, where you're showing yourself love and appreciation. That is so great. But take a moment to acknowledge anything that could be, even if you're not sure. Call out to God. Hey, God, if there's anything in my subconscious that isn't serving me or if it isn't serving my highest good or that may be holding me back in any type of way, please bring it to my attention so that I can acknowledge it and so that it can be healed. That's how you say a very specific prayer to God and tell him what you need, Tell him what you need and don't rush his reply. But, they're pretty fast right now, those replies from God, What's the galactic vibration? The world, okay? So you have successfully stepped into this galactic vibration. You have made some huge success, baby, some big accomplishment in the spiritual realm. You could be feeling very whole, feeling like you really belong, feeling more comfortable in your skin than you ever felt, baby. And that is exactly where God wants you at. That's where you belong. Head up, shoulders back is what I'm hearing. Okay, what's Cosmic Gateway? The Hierophant, okay? You could be someone who's meant to be some sort of teacher, But I think that you just never really fitted in, okay? You never fitted in around here with these traditional institutions and their traditional values and conforming to the conventional way that they always wanted you to do things, I think now that you have come into or you're coming into this energy of like marriage with the self, like this commitment you're showing to your beliefs, and the way that you share your knowledge, in the social groups that you may run through, the way you share the education that you receive from the divine is gorgeous. And know that your knowledge is valid and that your beliefs are valid and that you just need to continue to move in that way. You're doing great. What's the energy attachments? Woo! We got the High Priestess, okay? Like I said, you were seeing through these people with these energetic attachments. You called each and every single one that you called out properly. You called it how you seen it. And they hated that. They could have even suppressed your gifts with some sort of magic for a long time because you kept calling out everything that they were on. You was going to sleep having whole movies about the shit they was into and then waking up and being like, hey, mommy, what's this? And why is you doing this? And I seen in my dream, you and daddy, you guys. And I remember when I went to that one place and they're like, they didn't think you was going to remember that, So just know you're right. Okay. You have called everything out. And Aphrodite saying, you done it. You called it out and therefore called in the karma for it. And now you're stepping into dharma. So try to stay as far away from like dwelling on these things as possible, you know. Reach out to God, ask him to heal these situations where you were suppressed and you were ignored and you were made to look crazy and you were, you know, told that you weren't good enough and that you need help to do everything and all of that. Remove that from your entire mind complex, because it is lies. It is illusions. It is fuckery. Okay. What's the inner oracle? The truth. Okay. Right now, this is going under inner oracle. Okay. Right now, you are standing in your truth. And everything that, you know, your inner oracle and all of these deja vus you're having and all of these self-fulfilling prophecies that you're feeling in and making sense of at this time, you know, with your beautiful intelligence boost that you have received, you know, like you're right. You're standing in your truth and you're seeing things clearly, you know. We got the third eye back to back. And it says intelligent, rational, logical, okay? Authority, strength, manners, and conversation, discerning. You have always been very discerning. It says detached and head over heart. It says an unemotional, analytical man of authority who makes balanced judgments and gives excellent advice, baby. That's you. Like I said, you called them, told them what to do to fix it and all kinds of stuff. And they just got mad at you and was like, you're being irrational. This is illogical. You're not making any sense. We got to take you to the therapist. Something must be wrong with you. But there has never been nothing wrong with you, okay? You always been a lover of God, and you always been loved and cared for and watched over. What's the golden light ray? The moon, okay? And I think the people around you have always known, you know. It say intuition, illusion, dreams, vagueness, instability, deception, anxiety, fear, misconception, subconscious, and insecurity. So this is what I'm saying. It says the path may not be clear, but my intuition lights the way one step at a time. So your intuition has lit your way all the way through these illusions they've thrown at you. They even tried to do like dream magic and things like this, you know, tried to cause anxiety and fear, trying to like implant some sort of misconception so that you would do things wrong. And I think God's saying like they're trying to get at that subconscious energy, and that's why you need to use your free will and ask for that to be healed. Okay. What's the power of presence, Aphrodite? Okay. The Seven of Swords. So don't fall for any deceit or lies or trickery or any of that. Do not entertain none of that. If you feel people are being dishonest or underhanded or acting funny, or, you know, it says if you think they're an enemy masquerading as a friend, if you think they were spying on you, if you think that they have a lack of conscience, if you think that they got a whole nother strategy or a whole other plans for you at this time, then you are to escape interconnection with that energy. What is past life? Okay, the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, I said again. But the Seven of Pentacles is what I meant. But what about the Seven of Swords? It says confessing, coming clean, turning over a new leaf, conscience kicking in, okay? So these people of your past, you know, their conscience could be kicking in, you know. I think that you could have had some big effect on these people. I know I'll be trying to just talk about y'all, but these people are important, okay? The people who tried to suppress your truth, they're important in this reading. This ogre energy that they were operating out of, this is important. You have harvested because you still love these people anyway. Like you never harbored any real anger toward these people until you got a little bit older. And this is why God is asking you to heal it, because it's something that came later when you step more into your gifts. Now that you're on this galactic vibration, you realize what you were seeing, what you were dreaming, what you were saying. Because I don't think you were really aware of it when they tried to take you and diagnose you with some stuff. But now you're making this passionate movement forward, and there's things that need to be cleared out of your subconscious to make room for more of the beautiful golden light and to make room for these initiations, you know. It's like the higher in energy you go, the more things you have to drop and heal yourself from, you know. So with this, with these people, these situations, she's saying you have to forgive them and know that they had energy attachments, that in an attempt to be more powerful or to be more of themselves, they fell into different traps along their journey, and that they are not the ones really, like they're, you know, they're showing me like puppets, and I heard meat suits. Okay, what's galactic vibration and the world's engagement? Okay, so I think that, okay, what she's saying is these interactions with people of the past, you know, people who judged you and people who came down hard on you, really affected the way that you go out and you engage with the world. Okay, it says, today I make a conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell the flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside of a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a new friend who will change my life forever. You know, no pressure though. And then under Cosmic Gateway and the Hierophant with that teacher energy, we got everyone's a teacher. Each and every one of these situations that you went through with these people of the past, they taught you something. Even if they just taught you something about yourself, something about your courage, something about your strength, something about your energy that always allow you to move forward and to heal and not hold any hard feelings toward these people. But now that you know everything and you tap into the secrets of these, you know, past situations in your life, you could be holding just a tiny bit of resentment, you know, like, man, you know, I could have been so much further in my golden energy on my path if somebody would have just guided me in the right way. But realize you were guided the entire time, and you were guided the right way, and that everything happens in divine time. So you awoke and are now at this Shambhala initiation right on time. It says, everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones I call friends. And the ones who give me the hard lessons, I sometimes call a-holes, you know. Me shuffling the deck gives me this energy of you needing to really shift up your perception at this time. It says, they've chosen a tough job, the a-holes, okay? They chose a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So today, I'm thanking all the a-holes. Thank you, a-holes, for playing a part in making me a better person. You know, I appreciate you, and that's the vibe. They did you a favor, and also they showed you who you could trust, who you couldn't trust, who you can lean on, who you can't lean on. Doesn't mean you're any less connected with them, but you definitely not going to be telling them your entire life and, you know, what kind of vision you had today and what kind of dream you had. Because I get the feeling like, when you got older, you know, this is something that they used, something they exploited in you, something they took advantage of, and you, in your people-pleasing state, sabotage yourself by helping these people with your beautiful high priestess energies, you know. But you're just very spontaneous and loving and very helpful. But don't be mad, you know, like there's something you need to release. I keep saying this is what Aphrodite is saying, something you need to pour some love on in order to help your initiation go a lot more smoother. Okay, we got spontaneity. She's talking about, you know, emotions boiling up and you not even understanding why these emotions are coming up or what it is they really want you to do about it. You know, it says, do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. Okay, so buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space and time and after hours hangouts. Yes will lead to experiences you didn't think possible and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. So this energy of you saying yes to exploring this with your guides, exploring this with God and exploring this with your angels, exploring what it could be or what it is, if it is anything, and saying a few words to that thing in order for you to see your own truth a lot more clearly. It'll make you feel much more solid and stable in the ground that you're standing in at this time, because it's beautiful. She said consecrated ground. Okay, we got magic. This is like the truth of you is so magical, baby. Like, you're so powerful and you need to believe in that. And so this is why they're asking you to drop certain things. And also, like, calling your energy back from situations and moments where you lost your shit, where you gave away that energy by giving them some anger or giving them some sadness, or all of these different parts of you. Call that back so that these energies can empower you and assist you through your initiations, instead of it being such a hard thing, because it can be very hard to get initiated. It says, I believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible and ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun. Other people can fill their days with mere coincidence. I'll fill mine with holy crap. That's unbelievable, Trust everything inside of you that's telling you to be excited about the journey. Everything inside of you that when you see something happen, you're like, ooh, that's magical. It's really magical, baby. What's the golden light ray in the moon? Okay, the story of my life. Also, this energy of you rewriting your story in a very positive way, And they use this example a lot, from my book about mastering the self. Has the people doing exercise, where they're telling their life story, and it starts out so negative, and she's like, I didn't have any friends when I was younger. I always moved around and I never had everything that I needed. And, but, in the second story, it's like, I'm so grateful I got to always move around, and, I didn't have very many friends, so it gave me a lot of time to get to know myself and, to get to know God. And I stepped into, higher forms of responsibility with this, spiritual backing, and just about the way that you look at it, about the way you look at the details of your story, and look at the people who tried to hold you back as people who really helped you to propel forward, It says, as I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make the kind of story where even the tough parts have sort of an inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for the best inner monologue, Telling just yourself. You don't have to tell the entire world what they're saying, but being much more positive about the story of your life. And this energy with this moon of different beautiful surprises and blessings coming into you, even if they're just in the form of energy that you're not even expecting, baby. Like, you have no idea what kind of bag God is about to drop on you, What's the power of presence and the Seven of Swords? Get centered. So it says, when it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of put your favorite animal here, holding a magical item floating through space on So it's like I have the wisdom and tranquility of a tiger holding a magic wand floating through space on a flying carpet type of stuff, Also, this energy of you boosting your imagination, imagining the best parts of your life and the best parts of you coming out into this world, and imagine a world that mirrors the beauty that really is and always was inside of you, What's past life in the Seven of Pentacles? Courage. So be very courageous and brave at this time, and continue, don't let anyone stop you or hold you back. It says, no one is fearless, no one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, and then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away, And then we got letting go right here, So dropping some things that you don't need is really the answer here. And also they're explaining like certain parts, certain people of the collective as like a hive, you know? Like she's giving me two different like examples, okay? So the first example is Inception, okay? In Inception, when you enter into someone else's dream or someone else's energy in the dream realm, if you try to change too much in that dream or try to do too much, then the subconscious, like his subconscious looked like a whole bunch of people that was coming to attack that person and get that out of their subconscious, And she's saying this is kind of how your energy is. If there's something in your subconscious, it kind of draws the energy that you could be using to go forward to handling that thing that's in your subconscious. But that thing is able to like evade the parts of the subconscious, so it just stays in there, just bouncing all around and pulling energy that you may not be aware of it pulling on. And then the second example is like a vampire type of hive, which kind of relates more to the people outside of you, which talks about like, okay, a vampire hive. So a vampire hive, when people get stuck in the same way of thinking or the same energies of fear, they tend to like congregate together, just like the beings of light do. Even though they're beings of light, they're distorted. So she's putting some duality to it. So to make more sense, So these people, they get together in this sort of vampire hive and they form this hive mind where they feed together. They feed on the same type of people and they attack the same type of people who are in this certain kind of energy because they are a hive. They are not capable of having this individualized type of thinking. But the light energies are much more powerful. And when people are infected by your energy or when they come into contact with your consciousness, they come into a more singular way of thinking, which gets them on their way to being open to this energy of oneness, So don't feel like you have never made an impact on these vampires or all these people that you ran into. Because now that they're just now picking up on those light codes that you were putting down, now they're feeling a bit foolish for the way that they handled you in the past. And you're being like boosted up and, going up to a higher level. But you're still connected to them and the love for them is very important. And the well wishes of their healing is important also. Always remember that it's not our job to pass out judgment, only love. Only love, understanding, and forgiveness and compassion is what we are to give to the enemy. And to know that whatever they put out into the universe will always bounce right back to them, baby. Until they get in line with the light of God and with the light of correction is what she's calling it. It even sounds, sort of like jail, but that's what it is if you think about it, right? This is how people end up in mental prisons and paying back all of this heavy karma that they really can't afford by acting in a way that does not serve themselves and it does not serve the collective and it does not serve God, So don't worry about anything and just know that you are really upgrading in a major type of way. And just to try to stay very positive about these things, stay on that galactic vibration because this is how you attracted this higher wisdom and this higher love for yourself and others. Okay, we got the sacred union. So you could be absolutely coming into sacred union with the self. And we're going to say that because, and you could be receiving these higher transmissions and getting all of these ideas, and really focused on setting your vibration to one of star royalty so that you can stay connected into this mothership or to this light of God or to this main energy. And you have like crazy telepathy that's telling you you're doing all the right things and that you're an amazing planetary guardian, But with this volcano symbolism, like I said, you could still find yourself having little flares of anger, little flares of irritation, but that's just the way that your light technology work when your subconscious, when the good parts of your subconscious is attacking the negative parts that don't belong there, So don't feel like you're not doing well. But I was saying about this sacred union, it's probably going to read like there's a couple, but the couple is you, or the couple is your connection with the divine, okay? So, because that's just the energy that I'm getting from it. It says, we the Pleiadians see the energy of sex as a beautiful union, one to merge into the greater totality of the universe. These unions of partnership don't simply procreate, which our society has elected to continue, but actually serve as a high form of energetic practice, which expands one into the ultimate field of cosmic knowing, okay? So when you come into the wholeness, or when the two of you get together or start to make sex or start to make the creation energies, okay, you come more into the ultimate field of cosmic knowing. It says, we have observed how sex on your planet has been abused and misused in many ways. Outdated forces have attempted to guide humanity astray from its natural expansive properties in order to impose a narrow boxed in pleasure model, you know? And this is what they wanted to do to you, to make you this boxed in, robot that is, built for pleasure, built to, like satisfy or appease others around you. And that's not what you're for. It says, but as the hues break free from previous cycles, conditions, and reclaim their universal awareness, they too will reclaim the way that they view sex and enter into a higher awareness of its potency and unionship. You also could be not having sex, and that sexual energy that you are like holding in yourself, containing in yourself, is really building up your energy in an amazing way. It says the sacred union card arrives when you are being given the opportunity to reshape what sexuality represents to you and clear out any outdated cache of guilt and shame imposed on you through false religious or societal programs. Now is a good time to explore the sacredness of sexuality and engage in healthy practices to expand your soul awareness. In addition, this card can indicate that a romantic influence is near, or I feel that's giving me the energy of, or that, more love is coming into your life from your divine guides and from your ancestors and things. Or you're going to go deeper into your sacred partnership that you have with the self. It says, or you're going to begin a new journey. But sometimes, this next part of your journey feels like a new thing, right? Because we always talk about closing out cycles, certain cycles of behavior, certain cycles of thinking, and then you step into this new cycle or this new beginning. There are infinite new beginnings, is what she's saying. So it says, see yourself as holy and know that the energy of sexuality bursts planets and may be used for universal harmony. Reclaim this sacred practice for the use of benefit of all future generations, and proclaim that sex is beautiful, sex is healthy, and that you're open to sacred sexuality, And sacred sexuality is so much different than, like regular physical sexuality, Even the meaning of it, even the meaning of like sensuality is so much different when you describe it in a spiritual way, or when spirit uses these words. I used to think that they were being very literal, but it's more of a metaphysical thing, this energy of sex that they speak of, this energy of you and your two sides, coming into this wholeness, being pure, even stepping away from sexual energies and being very aware of who you're giving your sexual energies into in order for you to truly merge with the divine. Devoting that sexual energy up into God, sacrificing, that little good feel or that little nut that you could get from sex to God, and being more open to the spiritual energies. So, with that, my love, I am done. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, an amazing day, okay? Congratulations. You're doing a good job. You're leveling up, and you will continue to do so. And I'll see you later, my love. Bye.